appreciated having someone who had some provide some continuity. Yeah, absolutely.
There were some questions in the chat, but possibly they've been answered as we've gone along.
I think the people who asked them have left.
Oh, right.
So
Hopefully they come back.
they said they're out of here.
Oh, Elise was only here for.
Yeah, I think 2 people said they have to go.
Elise is actually a student at Trinity College in Melbourne, but she just wanted to get a bit of a taste.
Yeah. Now, I should add, we're going glacially slow, but it's because you need a foundation so that you can then build on it. So what we'll do now is we'll start showing you some searches. So we can search for a verse, for example. So let's search for John 3:16. So in your verse thing, you do this first. So you search for John 3:16. See if you can find that verse. See how you go. Everyone got it?
Did you say what? So I can't see it.
I haven't written anything. I just said it. I want to see if you can work it out without me showing you.
Sorry, what am I up? Sorry,
John 13. John 3:16.
Oh, John 3:16.
The book of John could talk to you.
No, see, that's going to work fine. John, Hebrew Bible. 3.
Hang on.
Oh,
I'll
right.
change the book on the internet.
Oh,
And I'll find it.
Okay.
I was going to ask you why.
Now, if you're searching a Greek text, you won't find it, or you may. No, you probably find it if you're in a Greek text. You won't find it
John 3:16. Yeah, John says.
in a NRSV parallels. You should be able to find it. Has everyone got it now?
I've got it in English.
Great. That's all I want you to do. Find a verse. Now,
Anyways.
very simple.
The 2 dots, one above.
Okay. Now,
Yeah, but you don't put spaces before and after. Go further back.
Well, mine's brought up the
Straight
whole.
up to the
That
Yeah.
whole, yeah.
okay. Oh, I just want to see how people go and what they come up with. So you can see 2 things that are interesting. What I did is I just typed JN.
Oh, okay.
You can write JOHN. You probably can't write JO
You got Joshua.
and Jonah,
Yeah, Joe.
Joe, but you need at least 2 letters that are unique to that book, and then that will get you in. So JN will work.
Yeah.
I don't know what will happen if I put JS, probably James. Nah, it will get confused because it could be Joshua. JAS will work. So if it's an SBL abbreviation, that'll work as well. But so you can just do that. I've just got a full stop, not a colon, but either work. I did this different to show you that you can do it however you like.
Yeah.
And you can also see that mine is black. As soon as you hit enter, it goes grey. So that means the search has been completed. Yeah. Now, some of you will look like this, and you'll have verses either side of it. Because this one here is called the verse slider in the top left. And so what this does is it gives you additional context. It tells you, hover over it, show additional context. So the reason that is helpful is because it's good to know. Now, a text without a context is a pretext for a subtext. Is that the same? Proof text, that's it. Good one. So that if you press 1, you get 1 verse either side, 2, obviously. And you can set that in your preferences when you do searching as well for what you want as your default. My default is 0 because I just want the verse. Now you can search for a range of verses. Okay, verse 15 to 20. you can search for 25. The 20 to 25, you see it'll jump, unless I've got my slider along, in which case it'll just highlight in red the verses that I was searching for. You can search for different books as well. Luke 9:53. So a dot or a colon both work. I just do dots because it's easier than shift. Semicolon to divide books. The other thing is they don't have to be in order. So I could do 52, 51. Okay. I could do Luke 9:53 following. So I'll get one verse following. Or I can hit FF and it'll get me to the end of the chapter. Okay? So all we're doing is search for a verse. So Luke 9:53. And that will get you just that verse. If you hit an F afterwards, it'll get you an extra verse. And double F will get you to the end of the chapter. All over it? And you know, you can do so you can do single verses, you do multiple verses, you can do ranges. You can change the text, so you could search for the same text in a different translation, or you could compare them. Now you can also do search for words. Words are good. We all love love, so let's type in love, for instance. And if you're in NRSV with Strong's, you should have 558 hits in 533 verses. So on the top right, next to the pie wheel, is it's called the analysis pane. That tells you how many hits. But over here, next to the verse size, tells you how many verses that is in. And unsurprisingly, there are more hits than verses, because you can have love multiple times in one verse. Now there's a lot of hits. You can just scroll through, or you can hit the chapter button or the book button. But you can also use the verse finder, go to bar, and go straight to find out Ecclesiastes. Or, you know, because we were just there, you go to John. Now, are you all in John? Yep. Been there, done that. Now we're in John. Now, what do you notice isn't there in John? I'll scroll up a bit to show you. What isn't there?
John 3:16. Goes to love the world.
Yeah.
It's the past tense though.
So John 3:16 isn't there, which is surprising, because that should be one of the verses. If you can look up love in the Bible, that's the verse to go to. So why isn't that there?
It's past tense.
So how do I find it? Do I just type in loved?
You put an asterisk.
So that'll find it, but there's only 110 loved. So let's go back to love. Now, also, while I show you this, there's a little magnifying glass on the left of words, and that will give me all my past history. So I can just click down on love. Now, we were previously in verses when we searched for the John 3:16. Now we're in words, but the one above that is flex. And a flex search will mean that we can have words around love. So loved, loving, beloved, lover. And so we went from 585 hits to how many flex hits are there? And did it work? Is John there?
Yes, it is. So before it was like Luke 20 and then up to
Oh,
John
there.
5.
Oh, yeah, okay, with that.
Now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in between that.
Yeah.
Loves and loves.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. Just was it?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Down the bottom.
Oh, yes.
Don't leave it.
Yeah.
That's why you
Yeah.
Now, what I don't have is, now this is not a flex search means that someone working for Accordance has a list of all the words and they have put in the love column all the words that it links to love. Doesn't mean that a computer is going and finding any word that has love in it. So I don't know if this word is in the Bible. It wouldn't find slovenly, if that's is that a real word? That's a real word, isn't it? But it's got the word love in it, inside of it. So, whereas a computer would be able to find that. What this hasn't found is beloved. Now that's a word that should be in the list, but it's not. So how do we find that word? And then we go back to the comment from before. You can also throw in a little asterisk.
Oh.
And you can throw in one before as well.
Confusing everyone.
And so if I go to Deuteronomy, hopefully, beloved. Okay, so we've got, you search for a word, you search for a flex word, or you search for a word with asterisks. All right, so these are 3 different ways for searching for a word. Just for fun, how do we go with hate? Yeah, that's nice, only 190. So more love than hate, there you go.
You use a question mark for a specific number of characters, so like you get loves and loves, but not loving.
Yeah, so so you can use question marks to specify how many characters. Those searches are particularly good for Hebrew searches because you've got your triliteral groups and you can do more advanced stuff. Now that's searching for one word and words related to that word. So love, loves, loving, beloved. And that's going to do most of your searches at this level. But you can also combine words. So I've searched for love, 813, searched for hate, 190. Is there ever love and hate together? So this is your next level of search. So we've got love. And this is where you start using your Boolean search operators, which you may or may not know what I'm talking about. So if you go into search in the menu bar, and you can see the fourth one there is enter command. And you've got a whole list of different commands that you can use to help refine your search. So which one are we going to use if we want to find out if love and hate occur in the same verse? So and hate. How many hits are there? What I get as well. Now you can also do love or hate. Now that will get you whatever it was, 180 plus whatever it was, so 1,003.
Love, and then enter, and then two, right?
XOR will get you all the hits, all the verses that have love or hate, but not both of them. So it'll separate them. 126. That's mostly because of the loves. Other commands there. You can also specify the order. That's not as interesting for English, but it's more interesting for other languages. The other one that, and you can do preceded by, the other one that might be interesting is within. That specifies how close the two words are. So if you want it next to each other, you might say, I want it within 2 words. So I can have the word and love and hate, or love but hate or something. But this will means they'll be next to each other with 1 word in between. We've only got those 3 times that love and hate are together. Okay? Are you all with me so far? Can I get you to find out how many times you have Moses and Aaron in the same verse?
What name, sorry?
Moses.
Moses, Aaron.
Now with that, you can see 310 and 144.
Yep.
Now, when you see these results, remember you've got 2 words you're looking for. So if you times 144 by 2, or divide 310 by 2, better, which is that 155. So that means there's only really 11 verses, or 11 hits more than your verses. So it's really Moses and Aaron once per verse with 11 extra times. So just if they're wildly different, that's why. It's because you're looking for 2 things. You know, you could also add in, just for fun, Lord. So you can have at 3 hits. You can keep expanding if you like. And then you could bracket things out as well if you want to do XOR or things like that. Okay, now once you've done this, you know, say you're doing your essay on Moses and Aaron, I don't know why, but you've got all these verses. I've got 84 verses now, and I want to get these into an essay. I could do, you know, right click, oh no, not right click, just Control A, select all, and I can copy it, and I can go to a Word document, which you can't see. stop, share document. Okay, and I can just paste it in, and I've got 7 pages, and it looks exactly the same. Yeah, that's what happens if you paste in. And if I just want the verse references, then I can go through like this and delete. Okay. Surely there must be an easier way. So if we go,
I'm so glad you asked.
if we go back to here, I can right click it and I can copy as references. Go back to my Word document, delete all that, and I just do paste, and there it is. Okay.
Okay, copy and reference.
That should be something that will come in handy in your life.
Yeah. Pretty good.
If I want to just copy one verse, I can do that. You can copy it by using the cursor and doing that, and then right click somewhere in it and copy as. Now, if you have a Bible and you like your superscripts up, it's good to copy it without superscripts. You know, sometimes it happens to me at church, and it really annoys me. Someone's copied a Bible verse, there's like a little A and a little B, and they've just copied it from Bible Gateway, and they couldn't be bothered to delete and it's really irritating. You can just copy it here as no superscript. If I'm using another text, say I'm using, don't worry about what I'm doing here, but if I set text display advanced, and I have superscripts, and then I copy this verse here, copy, and I just copy it. Wait, then you can see again, I've got the cursed superscript, which makes nobody happy. But if I go back to my workspace and I do copy as, no superscript, then it's gone. Okay?
Is that possibly, I find sometimes when I'm copying a larger section of text, like a whole chapter or something, and I paste it into Word, that the formatting will go askew and it will go over multiple pages. Is that maybe because of the superscripts or?
It could be, but just when you go paste to keep text only.
Keep text only.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, that'll get rid of the blue and the weird formatting.
Yeah.
That's a Word thing rather than an Accordance thing.
Yeah, because you had like 5 or 6 pages where I was at, I had 15.
Yeah.
But it spaced it out.
Yeah, and I have that. It's not with it's a couple of verses, but when it's a larger chunk, it'll then for some reason just go, here's 5 pages of it. Okay.
Yeah, so just do that.
Okay.
There is a setting for copy and paste in Accordance that you can change sometimes how you do it, but if you have big spaces between stuff, it will probably copy them across.
Right. No, but I don't have big spaces between stuff.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Anyway.
Thank you.
So now if I have a few verses and I copy it, and you can also copy as a citation, and that'll look a bit more like what you'd see in a book. So if I copy a citation, you can see it's copied it like that.
Yeah.
Is it right that you can't get rid of the footnote, the little superscripts with citation, obvious citation?
I don't know, I can see.
Because that's what I often find. If I'm doing a passage like that to put in the view sheet, I've then got to go through and delete A, B, C, whatever.
Copy as citation. Let me check. No, it's gone. In your preferences, you can change it so that it doesn't default copy them. Yeah. But if I just straight copy from a thing like Control C, Control V, then that will do that. But as soon as you do copy as citation or reference or whatever, we'll do that. So again, if I yeah, okay. Now the next thing I want to show you is called amplifying, which jumps you from your text into something else. So if I, and the way to do this is with triple clicking. So if I triple click, I don't know if you can do it on a tablet. If you triple click on a verse reference, it'll open you up into a commentary. And it will open you up to the one you had as your default. Now, if I'm going to just show you how to copy as citation. Let's see if this works because it wasn't working before. Wow, I don't know why it's working today. You can see that it's copied it and it's given me the reference. It hasn't given me a page number.
That's a bit of a problem.
Yeah. And so I'd have to go back to here.
You shouldn't, 9 times out of 10, you won't need a page number if it's electronic reference to a chapter and verse commentary.
Sure. Anyway, but yeah, just do opposite. Yeah. Depending if your style allows you that, the style guide allows you that. If you can do opposite, then you can do that. But otherwise.
No, but if the reference you're quoting is a text which is organised by chapter and verse.
Yes.
That's your key reference.
Except when the comment goes over a number of pages.
Doesn't matter, chapter and verse.
Yeah, style guides will be different though. Some will still want page number. Anyway, so the page numbers are all there. You just have to scroll up in this case. So that's commentaries. Now I could just copy it as a bibliography. So I just want the bibliographical reference. And let's see, there you go. So that's just giving me the reference. Now I triple clicked, I'll show you again. So once I triple click on it, I could also change the commentary. So I could go to ACCS and I could go to that one there. So you can jump around to commentaries, new Bible commentary. So once you're in there, you can navigate. Now I might not want to do it like that. I might also, I can't find it quickly. I'm just going to go here to the library and I'm going to double click highlights or selects, triple click does something with it. So if you double click, it just puts your cursor there. And then I could go down here, go to my commentary, and I want to go to Apollos, and I'm going to, that arrow, four-way arrow button means amplify. You can also see it up there in the toolbar, that's also amplify. But if I click here, it's doing the same thing as triple clicking, but going straight to that resource. That makes sense? So you go to library. So just a different way. There's 3 or 4 ways to do everything. So I go to my library. Once I've selected the text, make sure that's blue. And then find the text you want to amplify to. And you can amplify there. So that's amplifying to a commentary. You can also amplify to a lexicon. So if I triple click on anger, mine will open me up to a Hebrew lexicon. So I hovered over it and I can see the word is af, it's anger or nose. And that's taken me over to, by triple clicking it, it's taken me here. If I hold down Shift, however, I can bypass the original languages. And instead, I'm looking up anger in my top English lexicon or dictionary. So if I'm looking up, say I want to find out about the word Aaron, and I just triple click it, it's going to tell me about Aharon and so on. But if I shift hold and click, triple click, this will give me actually quite interesting information from Edmonds about Aaron as a high priest and so on. And I can also go elsewhere. I was trying to find, there you go. There you go, Aaron in the NIV dictionary of Old Testament. Okay, so that's amplifying to a commentary, amplifying to a lexicon using either English or original language. I'll just go to Moses because I know that does not occur. Same deal, New Testament. I just search for Moses, I triple click on cleansing, it'll take me to Katharismos. And again, I can hold down Shift and I might click on, what's the word? Oh, there you go. Elijah's a good one. Let's go to Elijah. And you can find out about him in the English dictionary. Any questions at this point on amplifying? Did I go too fast or are you keeping up?
No, you moved pretty fast. Hold on. I'll get there.
Is there anything you need me to do again or are you okay?
And the only difference is that the different
Dictionary. Yes, sure. But you
but I know what
made it to a dictionary.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now, when you're, before I did a verse slider, not verse. I did use the go-to thing to get to Mark to see the New Testament reference. There are other ways to limit your searches. So I might just want to find Moses in the Pentateuch. And that's where the range command is my friend. So I'm going to I went to search command range.
This one. Oh, yeah.
to define range.
Yeah, so you then need to define it. So range is a book of the Bible,
Word or command?
and you can do a range of books or you can do multiple books. But you can't write Pentateuch, it won't recognize that. you have to write Genesis to Deuteronomy. Or say you can write GN-DT, should find it. So now I'm only searching for Moses in the Pentateuch. Okay? Or you can write GEN or you can write the whole word, it's fine. I was just doing the shortest version. Genesis, Ute.
Still Moses in the same bracket out here. Yeah.
Did you all come up with the same answer, 645?
Mine just keeps popping off.
Popping off.
My pop-up keeps popping off. I think I need to go to the library.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so search for.
Yeah.
The fine range.
The Exodus 2:10.
Yeah.
But you also might be interested in just say, I want to find where he's mentioned in Deuteronomy and Isaiah, for example. And you can have a custom, as custom as you like.
How do you add a comma?
Yeah.
Hang on, I got lost after that one. What did you put up there?
Oh, I've just changed the range a bit. I just put in Deuteronomy and Isaiah. Deuteronomy, comma, Isaiah.
So you put Moses first, is it?
Yep.
Okay, so you changed that, put Moses first.
Moses was always first, but yep. Yep.
Dash. And the range, yeah. And then change that from.
Okay. Bit like spreadsheets.
Can you do a range which is say the Pentateuch and then add in?
Yeah.
So you do Gen to Jude, dash Jude, then comma, Isaiah. Yeah. It's just like Excel.
Or, you can do Exodus 3. So you can do as broad or as narrow as you want. I don't know if you can do Old Testament. No, I won't like that. But I could do Genesis to Malachi. Or I could just do Matthew to Rev. So you can do anything you want. You can just do it. It's about you finding the range that works for you.
That's what I'm asking for. That's what I'm asking. Matthew, Rev 2.
Now,
Yeah, that's what you get.
I'll put a comment on the top.
let's just so let's return briefly. So remember we did Moses and Aaron. Can you go back to that search? And what I want you to do is then look at where they occur together. And the way we do this is through the little pie chart on the far right-hand side that says 310. If you click on that,
On the pie chart.
on the pie chart, and you can do the top option, show default analytics. It'll give you a nice little bar graph, line graph, area graph. I don't know what it is. Unsurprisingly, most mentions are in the Pentateuch. If I double click on one, it'll take me to it. Okay. So we can jump around a bit with that. I haven't thought this through. I'm trying to think of a good example. You can see there's a button that says keep in the top of it. If I click on keep, and I'm going to search for, let's do arc. And I'm going to click on the gear wheel, and I don't want to overlay or have them like this. I want to stack them so I can see a bit more clearly. And this is showing me, I just search for arc. So there's a button there to make it full screen. You see that little one there? That makes it full screen. So this top graph here, red, is Moses and Aaron, and that's showing me where that occurs. And then this bottom one here is arc, and that's showing me where that occurs. Now this may be a useless graph, but this is the sort of, I'm illustrating the sorts of things you can do.
I think it's a wonderful.
Sorry. We just go.
Yep.
Put that for, how do you get this to the bottom screen, sorry?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start again. So I'm going to search for Moses and Aaron, and then I'm going to default analytics, and I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to tell it to stack it.
And then what you put
And then I'm going to do a new search for arc, and that's come in at the bottom.
just after here.
Yeah, just type it in here and
What's this one here?
stack.
Why is that? Why has that got nothing to do with Aaron and Moses? Huh?
I can't actually read what it says.
It's Genesis, it's Noah.
It's Noah's Ark.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
So this one, there's a little line here for the arc. This bottom graph is the arc. And this is saying that's this first, all these hits here are from Genesis 6 to 9. And then we meet Aaron and Moses.
Oh.
And then about here, they get told to build the ark. And that's why the mentions start coming in from here. Yeah? So different ark, no mention here, and then it starts getting mentioned because I start building it. Is that pretty cool?
Yeah,
I find that quite helpful. I like this. It's a different way, it's a graphic way of understanding what's going on and comparing different things. Now, the other thing that you can do, so we talked about ranges, is you can make, so if I wanted to search for arc in Genesis, how would I do that?
Range,
Search, enter command, range, Genesis. Okay, and now, you know what this is going to look like? But what's this going to look like if I do that graph again?
That's not going to be, no. What you want about, oh, Genesis is going to be anywhere.
Just that Genesis 6 to 9.
That's what my graph looks like now. It's a pretty useless graph, isn't it? I mean, we knew that coming in, yeah?
What it could get is picking up the tsunami.
Sorry, say that again.
The rain coming in, that's the tsunami on its way in.
Yeah. Now, but the thing is, we know the word arc appears here.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen? Sorry, don't mind me.
Now, the reason it's not there is because what we're actually doing is we're saying, search the whole Bible for the word arc, but only show me where it occurs in Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's only showing you that. If I want a nice graph to show me, say, Genesis 6 to 9, I need to create a custom range somewhere different, which is this little plus button right on the end, beyond the pie graph, further to the right, so there's a plus button. And this is where we've got options to make a new range. So I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. I keep making new ranges every time I do it. Define a range. It's good if you try it because you won't be able to do it if you don't do it now. So define range, plus button, range, define range. And you need to click new because I don't want to redefine the Old Testament. I need a new range. I'm going to call this Noah's Ark. You can call it anything you want. And I'm going to define the range as 6 to 9.
Just say.
Update.
Oh,
And now, gonna blow your mind. Wow. Now that's pretty horrible. But I can do my slider.
I've got a feeling you like the darkest.
Or I can even change it to lines. That's gross. Or that. Okay. So by creating, and then I can go back and I can search for, Noah or water. Oh, that's weird. There's no water. Sea, flood, or rain, or animal. All right. And so by creating a custom range allows you to do more work on it and muck around and see relationships. Yeah. So, again, Noah, I might keep that. And then what's another word that was good? Ark.
Oh, yeah.
There was a search I was doing the other day, which was for the names for God in Job. And so Job is called Yahweh, it's called Elohim, it's called Eloah, it's called El, it's called El Shaddai. And I went through and I found all the different ones, and that was quite interesting to see where they occur throughout Job. Elohim is actually very rare. There's other words which are more common. So anyway, so these are quite fun.
Does which one is it? The x-axis have you populate it with chapter numbers or?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why I can't see it. I know that's chapter 7, but yeah, I mean, I could draw a line, but that's not very helpful, is it? Yeah. That would be more helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to find it.
I'm lost with where to put the new ranges, cycles there.
And so, I mean, you can see I've got a whole bunch of different ranges that I've set up that are helpful for me. I've got one for history, one for Torah. I can go here and show you. And then I define them as I need. History of Joshua to Esther, Torah or Pentateuch, Kohelet, just the book 4 Psalms. So you can have it as you like. you can have, this is song wasfs, which are poems in Song of Songs. Wasf is a Arabic type name for a type of poem. And so you can have very specific ranges, or you can have, you know, the prophets. So as specific or broad as you like. But it just allows you to do that more complex searching.
Without having to redo it every time.
Yeah, and the other thing you can do, which is good for me, is I can move stuff around. So I might move that up, move Job down, so you get stuff in the right order. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you while we're here is, so now we did the word love before, very boring. We'll do a flex search for love. You do your flex search for love again. Make sure you get rid of the range. Actually, what default ranges do you have? Do you have any ranges apart from the one you just made up? So when you go to range, what ranges do you have?
History, wisdom, prophets, New Testament.
Okay, let's go New Testament. New Testament flex search love. You with me? Okay, so you've done a flex search for love in the New Testament?
I got a bit confused with the define ranges.
Okay. Now, also in this little gear wheel, you've also got things like analysis. And analysis is getting you a bit deeper and a bit closer to original languages. So in my 288 words, in my 225 verses, which I already know from over here, it'll also tell me what I'm looking at. So there's 8 with a capital, there's 214 lowercase, there's 39 loved, 2 lover, 5 lovers, 20 loves, 1 loving.
So what do we click on? Just go back. I've got all the love parts sorted out.
You done this?
I've got that part sorted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pie chart?
Yep.
Word count totals analysis.
Just in that. Oh, yeah, no. All good. Yeah. All good. We're getting there. We don't know how to turn this computer on by the end of the day.
What's the camera for it?
Now, what you're searching for is what words has the NRSV translated love, loved, lover, lovers, loving. Now, 1, 2, 3, 7 times, 14 times, it's just making it up. It's adding it in for clarification, not making it up, but it's adding it in for clarification. It's implied in the Greek, but it's adding in where it is now. So you can see here, no key number. Sorry, I'll make this bigger. No key number, 7 times when it's translated as love, a couple of times for lover, 4 times for lovers, once for loving. Once, again, it's clarification, kata, according to, so I don't know why it would do that, but again, it must be context. And then most of the other times are this word here related to the word agapo, agapao, agapi, agapao, agapi, agapetos, agapao, agapao. Then you've got the philos or phileo word. So phileo, philagiros, lovers of money, loves of gold, right? Yeah, loves of gold. Philostorgos, Phileo, Philadelphos, Philadelphia. Yeah. So really, it's two word groups: the agape words and the phileo words. But that's showing you what's going on there. The other thing you can see here are those little G numbers. And they are the Strong's numbers. So you spend all this money buying NRSV with Strong's. This is what we're talking about. So I can search for, and so as you look at it, you've got 25, 25, unsurprisingly 26, because it's the next word in the list. Agapao, agape. Got another 25 here, another 25. So it's translating the same Greek word as loves, lover, loved, and so on. So if you right click on a Strong's number, search in the Bible you're just in, you can find those 4 references. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4 times it's doing this are here.
So when you right click on that, where you go then, search in.
Yep, search in.
Oh, video.
But I can also gonna delete all that information at the beginning of the phrase. I just want to find out every time I've got the word agapao and how it's translated. I'm just going to have a look. Oh wait, let's delete that. So now, every time the Greek word agapao is there, this is it. In the however it's translated, whether it's this one, this one, this one, this one, all 142 here. And what I'm doing here is this is not an English search, this is a Greek search. I'm looking up agapao in my English Bible using the Greek key number. Now, just for completeness, let's look up hate, because that's always fun. And that is, I'm going to, miseo is the more common one. I didn't want to combine them. And I'm going to do another, see if I can find them together. So that was G25, wasn't it? Yeah. G0025. And now I've done a Greek search for when I have agapao and miseo in the same verse. But you wouldn't know it because it's all behind the scenes using key numbers. And so, yeah. And this demonstrates one of the reasons they want you to use NRSV here is because it's very consistent. Pretty much it's only love and hate. That's good.
Have we got a minute to do like a key search in Hebrew on Hesed to show how it's actually quite different with translation?
Oh. How does that translate in? Is it steadfast love? I don't know how.
Oh, well, yeah, loving kindness. Yeah. What have we got there?
There we go. Wait, no, that's not what I want to do. Search for key number. So that's the other thing. You can just right click it, search for key number. And now I'm searching for chesed in with using strong numbers. And if we click on our analytics, word count analysis, clemency, constancy, deeds, devotion, devout, faithful, faithfulness, favor, good, kind, kindly, kindness, love, loyal, loyalty, merciful, mercy, righteousness, rock. Take that.
So while in the New Testament, you had the two Strong's numbers, and it was always love or loved, hated. In the Old Testament, the one word in the Hebrew, but it's come up with 10 different variations. This is where it's a really good tool. You don't have to know the Hebrew reading it, but if you understand enough about it, you then can apply it and go, right, this is Hesed, but how is it presented? Sorry, that's just my little.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, because it's all spelled the same, but you just got to know what it means.
And it also gives you that clue that if you're looking for love, in the Greek might be a lot more consistent than it is in, because this is Hesed, this is not love in Hebrew.
Yeah.
But it can be.
And like loyalty is not necessarily
I
that.
said it's not come up.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's that. Oh well, that was straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
So
say you
just-
love somebody, that's ha.
Yeah.
And that's not chesed.
Yeah,
Chesed
and it's
is
not
the-
loyal.
is a noun.
Well,
Yeah.
it comes with loyalty when you love someone.
Yeah, but then there's a difference between the noun and like action of
But
loving.
it's spelled exactly the same way, is it?
No, they're completely two different words.
No.
Anyway,
Okay.
let's not digress, sorry.
No, that's fine.
So the point is there's a range of words to express love in Hebrew, and one of them is chesed, but chesed can be translated into English. So for example, it's often translated as loyal. It has a connotation of loyalty and steadfastness, and that's why it's often translated as steadfast love or loyal love or something like that.
Loving kindness.
Right,
Okay,
That's good right now.
So it's almost like you have different loves for different people. Really?
Yeah, well, it's often this is a noun as well.
So Hesed maybe would be like you would love your father or your mother.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So the verb to love is ahav. Ahav. So ahav is how you express the verbal thing, but usually talking about God. God is normally the one who is chesed to others. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have my personal.
But there's a lot more variation in chesed than there is in ayapi and philo and
You
so.
shall love the Lord your God, won't be chesed because it's a verb. Haha. Deuteronomy 6.
Should I display it?
Yeah.
It should be the imperative.
Deuteronomy 6.
6:4. Shall love.
Ahavta. Ahavta Adonai Elohecha b'chol
It's a
levacha.
normal word for love. In modern Arabic, habibi is a friend,
Yeah.
somebody you love. Yes, there's more to come after lunch if you're
Yeah.
up to it.
After lunch is language. Languages. So we're going to show you how to use a bit of that. So look, I've tried to show you a bit of how to English search, how to search for verses, how to use commentaries a little bit in terms of amplifying to a commentary. You can also then search commentaries and things like that and other tools. I showed you how to do original languages using English. So not actually, the cheat way. Before lunch, is there anything that I've said that you'd like me to go over? I also did copy paste how to do that. I just worry your brains are going to start dripping out your ears. Yep.
Has Accordance got like a YouTube channel?
Yep. So lighting the lamp is
We can look things up.
Yeah, let me, lighting the lamp. Oh, not that. So AccordanceBible software.
And it'll have all different
Yeah, so
tutorials. Thank you, darling.
just go, yeah, search for lighting the lamp accordance and you'll find, so they do highlights on different things, how to use the NIV has a slightly different, it's called GK numbers, Collenberg? No, not Collenberger. Anyway.
Burger is the K and I can't remember. what the
Goodrich
G
or something,
stands for.
Goodrich, yeah. Summary of Quant 14, how to, a 5-minute quick start video of how to do it. And then some tools, other things like that. Oh, that's right. One thing I want to show you was oh, had it, it's gone. It's gone. Oh, yes, very quickly. There's one other feature that it defaults to open with when you set it up with the info pane.
Okay.
And what the info pane is it tells you, it's not so important if you have fewer modules, but once you have more and more, and you know, the hundreds of modules they give me, it's good to know what is applicable to your text. So rather than trying to amplify your commentary, it's like, it's not working, and then you realize, actually, my commentary doesn't have a book yet on that book of the Bible, so you're wasting your time. What the info pane will do is you can just hover over it and it'll only show you commentaries that have something to say on that verse. So I can hover over this and even you can long click.
What books? They're all books.
These are my books in my library.
So it wouldn't show you a book.
So I'm not going to see a New Testament commentary pop up here unless I go, you know, so if I go to, you know, Matthew, they're going to be all different commentaries. I'm going to get the New International Greek Text Commentary, which I wouldn't get if I was in the Old Testament, and vice versa. So that
what we're asking is, these are the ones that you purchased, or are these ones that we have access to?
no, you don't have them.
Yeah, that's what we're asking.
You will have some, but you won't have these ones.
It'll only show
Yeah.
connections from
It'll show what you can look at.
that are available to you with your account.
Can I just ask one question? Would books that we could buy pop up there?
No.
Right.
So they're not trying to push stuff on you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, that would be good.
No, it would be good.
Okay.
Because then we can look in the library and see the products.
Yeah.
I'll tell them that. Yeah. So anyway, there's the commentaries, and you can always add more or show less. Yeah. Show less. You also have options for cross references, which some people really like. So, you know, I'm looking at Acts chapter 1. The cross reference is back to Luke 1:24, which I can see here. So again, I'm hovering over it, and it'll tell me what I can look at. So that's a good cross reference. Actually, it's a really bad cross reference.
I was going to say it's a really great cross-reference.
Both Theophilus, that's a better one. Some of them are weird. Again, they're human, not. Then it also has a topics section. So you can look up topics in a dictionary, for instance. You could look up Luke or Theophilus if you want some more information. So I can then go to Eerdmans and tell me about Theophilus. That's topics. And then the other thing they've added in 13 or 14 is all the words that are the common words in that verse. Sometimes that's more interesting in original languages if there are repeated words. And then you've got study Bibles as well, grammars that might, you know, I can search Wallace for when it mentions Acts 1 verse 1, and he'll tell me there's 5 times he mentions it. So the hop with nominative, you don't care about that, but you will care about when you do Greek, and you can look at it, stuff up. Apparatus as well. Manuscripts, like, oh, I can look this up in Codex Sinaiticus. And so now I can read along with Codex Sinaiticus, if that's what you feel like.
How do you get the books?
Okay, so we'll.
And you
we
can
have
also,
to
yeah.
Pause at this time, because you need time to get up to lecture in 1 so that Ruth can speak to you before the Eucharist.
Are we eating now?
Sorry?
Are we eating now?
No, not
Well,
sure.
sort of, but it's the food of angels.
Okay.
Lunch will be after the Eucharist.
Okay.
I think it's a quick meet and
But there's a
greet.
quick meet and greet, and depending which version of the program, it's either in the chapel or lecture in 1. Wendy's outside, I'm pretty sure it's lecture in 1. We need to finish now to give you time to get up there, because you don't want to be late. For the, you leave your stuff here, we'll lock the door behind us, and we'll stop the recording here. I'm just cutting Warwick back off in mid-sentence, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
We need to get you guys up to lecture in 1. Introductory session of the orientation program. We kick off again here with accordance training at 1:30.
Oh,
1 through till 3.
We've got to change to orange.